if I die tomorrow, I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
It's Mighty Duck Tuesdays. It's your boy Sebastian.
Mighty Duck Tuesdays?
Actually, no. It's Vmac Celebration Day. Woohoo! What's up, V?
Don't backpedal.
I will backpedal.
Don't
No,
back.
I will do it. I will
You have to
own the
power
Mighty
through.
Ducks.
But why?
For the listeners who
Quack.
don't really get to see
Quack.
us, if you only saw the expression each of
Quack.
us had, it was not epic.
Why? Like
Quack.
Mighty Duck Tuesdays?
Quack. Well, I just.
Do you just think about these and wondering what the hell can I
No,
say?
there is no thought process between
You guys are
ear
awesome.
and mouth. I promise you.
Yeah, there was no thought process. This is the first word that comes to mouth, and then it just happens. It's like, it happens.
First
You just-
word that comes to mouth. Yeah, that sounds right.
Word that comes to mouth. It just fits the mind. It's much more efficient that way. Just right past the mind, mouth.
But we have a fun show today. Vmac, you were out in Vegas and got to chill with the homie.
Yes, Pong hosted and brought me. Well, he took me out to some barbecue place. I can't recall the name. I'm sorry.
Rolling
Whoever-
smoke.
Yeah, that place. It was delish. I got to meet the glorious Art Ninja, and she was amazing. I don't know if she's watching. Hey,
Super
Bestie.
Nah, no lie.
We
Super
ended up
dope.
talking for literally hours.
That's how it
hours.
goes. That's
Mhm.
exactly how it goes.
Yep.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And then Michael Jackson's Cirque du Soleil was freaking amazing, and
Mhm.
Jabberwockies was like the highlight of my life. and then Grand Canyon, which was pretty dope. Yeah, it was a great trip. I think my friend probably thinks I'm like super boring because I didn't want to party, but I'm like, no, I have this to do, and this is what we're doing. We ate, we drank, and we went to do stuff. It was awesome.
You got your priorities straight. You got it. You have fun.
I've been there.
Yeah.
But you want to know what we got to celebrate too? We got to celebrate this. VMAC, we've been talking about how long you've been on the show. You have been on the show for a minute. So what's cool
Did
is
you
this is
figure
that
out
you
the
finally
date?
got to make it. You finally got to meet Pong in person.
Yeah.
Well, so Pong has met half the nerds, but you first got to meet Pong on our show December 28th, 2021, when we talked about Hawkeye Season 1, Episode 6.
Oh wow.
That was the first time you met Pong.
There you
He was
go.
on the show. What's up, Hugo? The first time that you ever appeared on the show, we're going to go back. May 20th, 2018. We were talking about Deadpool 2.
2018. I
That
do
was
remember
5
that.
years ago.
Yes,
And
that
then
I
you
do remember.
made your triumphant return as just a guest. You were guest host every once in a while, returning April 27th of 2021. But then things really became official after March, after Peacemaker. So June 14th, 2022 is when you were officially on the marquee.
Really? Wow, you did your homework. Look at that.
Wow.
So it definitely passed my year anniversary, June, right? Was
We
it?
did.
I got a lot of
Oh,
dates,
oh.
so I got receipts of a lot of episodes that VMAC is on. So
Wow. Wow. I feel special. Oh my gosh.
there we go. I told you we were gonna do that deep dive in. So for anybody who wants to go back,
He did his
definitely-
homework. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
my
right.
camera is like responding to me. Let's fix that. Okay, there we
You
go.
could have spent like any amount of that time and just not done the Mighty Ducks.
Thank you,
thing,
Hugo.
then-
Right.
Exactly.
Yes, a very, very, very happy belated nerd.
Listen, I felt like
wow.
quacking. I'm
Thank you.
quacktastic.
Right, powering through. I got to give it to him. All right.
Power through. Just blink if you're cool. How was your guys' weekend? Sorry for VMAC. We know you had a great weekend. Got to dance with the Jabberwockies, or pull on stage by the
Beyond
Jabberwockies.
stage.
I get on stage. I don't know about dance.
I moved. You moved.
Little chair shuffle, you know.
I move
It
you.
worked. Don't worry.
I went up to go see Tommy and his wife Alyssa, my sister. I had a very traumatic and fun D&D Saturday, which was a thing. It was great. We love it for us. And I'm fucking traveling again tomorrow, so feels good.
Nice.
And now,
Yeah,
and now
you and me
Law's
both.
Law's doing his best impersonation of Kung Fu Hustle.
Yo, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
It'll
God.
fix.
I
It'll
hate
fix.
Chiba. All right. Pong, how was your weekend? Tony, yours too. Come on, guys, chime in.
well, let's see. On Wednesday night, I got to go to a fantastic barbecue restaurant with.
Damn, your weekend starts on Wednesday. I want your life.
Yeah, the weekend I just dorked around. I started playing Factorio again, and you know how that went. So that's all I did all weekend. I played Factorio for a half hour, and then I finally stopped when it was time to go to bed for work. Yeah, that's how that works.
He said bed for work. I need to learn that one.
In order to be ready for work the following day, you see, like the
Mhm.
I don't have that kind of job. I don't have, yeah.
Mhm.
Sleep.
Mhm.
So that was your
yeah,
weekend.
yeah, sleep. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
I mowed the lawn.
Ooh.
I mowed the
I
lawn.
feel-
I mowed
Was that
the lawn.
fun?
You said
How,
that-
how's
mowing
yard work?
Yard work, well, yard work is not that bad. I do have to reseed and dethatch and do a bunch of things to my lawn and add some winter fertilizer before the trees start throwing hands. And by hands, I mean thousands of leaves.
Okay. Yeah, that's coming
Yeah.
very soon.
In Vegas, I go out in the front yard and I go, "Yep, those are rocks."
Yeah.
Back inside.
Reddit, no lawn over here.
Yep.
It's Vegas. I can't afford for an irrigation system.
That's
They
so
need to
conserve
take it
water.
out.
Yeah, there's some palm trees, It was nice.
Mhm.
Yep. I don't think I did anything else. And we saw Elemental. Went to Costco. Man, my life is my weekend was great, guys.
He said,
No, actually, no. Fun thing.
Tone, how old are the kids? Are they old enough to do it?
I wouldn't trust my 9-year-old with the
He said, no, not yet.
The kid fell going up the stairs. No, I don't trust him with a fucking lawnmower. I love him, and we will put his ass to. I mean, he vacuums the basement, so he cleans. It's just I trusted him with the fucking lawnmower. And that thing has a kill switch when you let it go, but no, not yet. I'm not at the point where I can be outside with a t-shirt and a beer while I watch him mow. We haven't gotten there yet, although soon maybe we'll see.
You should get a push mower. The real mower?
Yeah. No.
I used to have one. I loved it when
I loved it then when I used to do it for my grandfather. I used to do it.
Yeah.
No, what was I gonna? Oh, yes. So if you were not for anyone who keeps up with Destiny, so myself, there was a crazy weapon glitch that occurred in the system, which allowed people to craft insane weapons and essentially break the game, and it was a fun time. So we did that. Did a lot of that.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Breaking stuff. I break stuff. I just saw the Barbie movie this weekend and packing stuff. That's it. That's my weekend.
What did you think?
That movie was a lot deeper than I expected it to be.
Right?
I'm like, holy shit! Like this
we
really deep movie.
We purchased it, so we have it now.
Oh wow!
It's
I'm telling you guys,
the cast did a phenomenal job. Everybody played their part. Michael Cera was funny in the movie, and
are we slacking?
They really went and actually Mattel made fun of themselves with making fun of a lot of the discontinued Barbies too, and the Barbie history and everything. Like the pregnant doll that was there, I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, oh my god, like they went into everything, all of Mattel history.
Mm-hmm.
But for Barbie, but as far as it goes, again, I was surprised how deep, like it was. There was your comedy moments, and then your moments where it's just like, oh, we're doing this. Okay, so it wasn't what I expected. It really wasn't.
So did you, man? I wish to God we would do an episode about Barbie. Seriously, like once you guys, we totally should.
Yo, I can't wait for Val to watch this movie, and like we should get a clip of like Barbie. You want to watch that? You thought that was good, and then be like, it was amazing, guys. I loved it. I'm like,
yeah, that's what will happen. That's exactly what will happen.
I don't know. I'll probably be the stubborn one. Like it was all right.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I don't. It is not what you think it is. I promise you. Did you get the two-tiered thing when you saw it, CVS? Did you get, because I got a two-tiered thing. First of all, I thought, oh, they're going in that direction. Like they're, because there's Will Ferrell and he's the guy that runs the company. I see what they got there. And then they take that and go from there to another thing.
It was layered.
Like,
it was very like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, because you think it's gonna go this way, especially with Will Ferrell's character.
Yeah.
And it went into this whole other direction that I didn't expect. I was like, oh, okay. And it was like, and every direction that the movie went, you would sit there expect that it wouldn't fit this type of story because you hear Barbie movie, but then when you see it and you start to break down the story, it's like, oh, each piece of these puzzles make sense for the story they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
And each scene, like even like Ryan Gosling was phenomenal as Ken. Oh my god, when they did the whole song too, I at Simu, seeing him there, and the guy who was in Secret Invasion, he was awesome in it too. Like everybody, like America Ferrera, and like I said, we were going to be talking Ahsoka, the actress who plays young Ahsoka in episode 5, she was in this movie too. And again, everybody hit their part, and it was just like, I could see why this movie is probably one of their top movies right now, because it's the story that they really thought out the box when it came down to Barbie.
Yeah.
Guys,
I see what you did there. I'm gonna let it slide. I'm not even calling you out for calling you out for a bad pun. You can keep that one. Thinking out of the box. Thinking out of the box. I see what you did there, but you know what? I'm gonna let it slide.
You gotta let it slide. It's there.
During the dance party is when I realized, oh, this is not the movie I thought it was going to be. I don't want to say it because it's a hell of a thing. Like, I don't want
it's a movie you don't want to spoil. You can't. You shouldn't. Like, I recommend like everybody just to really sit down and watch it. It's just one of those movies that you cannot spoil.
I'm telling you, like, Val.
So
this is recommending you to go see Barbie.
Right. Law, are we giving in to watch it?
Watch it at some point.
Just check if it's on your in-flight entertainment.
I don't think it will.
I was saying, yeah.
If it's on, I'll check it out. But
it's on Prime now, so
maybe. I mean, if Delta has it, I'll probably check it out this week.
So Law,
yes.
I have started reading Solo Leveling,
and
it is good. It is.
I love that it's good. Like nothing crazy, nothing like oh shit.
Nothing crazy.
You haven't gotten that far yet.
I'm on chapter 42. He just did the job. He's doing the job change quest. He just fought the Red Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what else is on the quest?
No. All right, hurry up, man.
Go ahead, get it done.
Get
her done. Let's get her done.
Make sure you guys are subscribing to Law's channel on Twitch. Make sure you guys are tuning into TV every Saturday.
You don't gotta speed through. Do your thing.
I'm just gonna speed through because
do your thing.
No, let's speed through. So make sure you guys are subscribing to Law Twitch over there on Twitch. He's gonna
do half of your thing. Go at a moderate pace.
Make sure you guys are tuning in to subscribing.
Do you know what moderate is? That's slow. You got to find an in between.
There goes my in between right there. TV. Make sure you guys are tuning into TV on Saturdays. Concrete Combat. Bonet Studios just spoke to George. Again, the new pages are being lettered. He's doing an awesome job over there. Thank you, George. Make sure you check out We Suck at Comics Anthology at waywaraven.com. If you want to be a part of the next anthology, submit it in, work for it, whether it be art, a written story, or finished comic. The information is there for volume 2. Make sure you guys are tuning into the Medusa's Cascade every Saturday. Again, new episodes, as you could hear from what Law said, he went through some fun trauma experience this past Saturday. Make sure you guys are checking out Lou's album The Motive. I know. Catch the Craze. I don't think they were on this week, but make sure you catch them next week. I think Sam is traveling right now, so make sure you guys are tuning in for that. Make sure you're tuning into Pong on the Sin Shop every Monday and Fridays. And by the way, yeah, it's finished. It's finished. I started it on Pong's show. It's finished. I found what I messed up at, but we'll talk about that another time. But I gotta go back and do that, and then make sure you guys are catching the 4-letter nerd over there on 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Mike Mayhem and the crew over there. Again, awesome show. Was a guest on there last week. We talked some fun stuff last week. Featured it on the channel. So there you go. It's announcements.
Great job.
Yay!
Well done.
Did I get a biscuit?
No. You don't get rewards for doing your job.
But you know what you get? You get to talk to us about Ashoka.
Oh God. Okay,
So,
we're talking.
yeah.
We got to talk 3 episodes.
Wait, one quick bit of housekeeping. I have a question for the group.
Mm-hmm.
Purgle or
Purgle.
Purgle?
Purgle.
Because Ryan Airy keeps saying Purgle.
It's Purgle.
It's Purgle.
Yes, the
And we're
Purgle.
done. Purgle, and we're done.
They have only said it like twice in the show, right? They haven't even.
Yeah.
No, but when they spoke about from what I've seen and what I know with Rebels, because that came from Rebels, and they pronounce it Purgle. It's not Purgil.
Okay, so Purgle.
Purgle.
Cool.
Here it is. Rhymes with Purgle.
Purgulicious.
I mean,
I'm not going to go hunting because
I think Ryan is wrong. Who's the guy from what's the other guy? The New Rock Stars.
Oh, Eric Voss.
I think he says Purgle.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's they're YouTubers, and
So we got
the show. So
we got Purgles and Porgies.
Porgies.
The Porgies, the Porgs.
Where do you? How does that apply here?
I'm just saying it starts with a P.
No.
I mean, they do start with the same letter. I mean,
completely different. No. Completely different animal. We're talking about a giant space whale versus this little gerbil looking owl.
A giant space whale that goes into hyperspace and literally taught machines how to use the hyperspace lane.
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I don't remember Star Wars being that weird back in the day. Was it always?
We're talking about magic monks. How is that?
But the original trilogy, you had the Force, and like everyone, there was always things about talking about how different forces of energy. They've heard that, and like the original trilogy isn't Star Wars 1, A New Hope, isn't that far fetched.
Is it?
It's a space opera, and it's fantastical in the sense of using the Force, and then it just kind of it continues to go, because Empire Strikes Back also isn't that bad. Return of the Jedi is when you're really all in on like the Rancor and the Sarlacc pit and Jabba the Hutt,
right?
And we're getting different species now. We're seeing different things.
And then the Force in the movies was never really expanded. It was really the TV shows, the video games for sure.
Yeah,
just did whatever they wanted with the Force and the books. And then they incorporated little things and little stuff with the Force. So like the Metachlorians was like a thing when no one ever heard of that, but George Lucas was like, I need to put my mulligan in to explain Anakin Skywalker. And then Rey using the Force to heal. We've never seen that in the original movies, but that happens in the games. Like you use the Force to heal. So the Force is just, it's just whatever they want it to be. Like during the Legends, they literally, writers use the Force as a plot device however they want.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
plot armor.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah. First of all, so are we going into these episodes or not?
Yeah, I'm do it. You guys are the resident ones who've seen like Rebels and all that, and then everything. I'm just here for the.
I never watched Rebels.
I'm looking at Val. I'm looking at Val. That's why.
I'm trying to remember what happened in episode 3. I know episode 4 because episode 4 was really good, and episode 5 obviously was fantastic. I don't really remember the big points from.
So
from
3 was when. Geez, what happens in 3?
So
we get
where Mon Mothma was telling.
It was when they went to the shipyard. That was 3, I believe.
Yes.
No, that was 2.
That was 2. Okay.
Shipyard was 2. 3 is when
They meet
says
with
Hera
Mon
tangles.
Mothma. Yeah.
Yeah, it says Hera tangles with New Republic politics while Ahsoka and Sabine run voyage to a distant planet. So that's when Sabine starts her training on the ship, and she's asking Ahsoka like for help and whatnot. Meanwhile, Hera is trying to figure out stuff with the Republic, saying like, "Yo, do you guys want Thrawn back? Because that's what we're gonna get." And they're like, "Well, do you have proof? Because if you don't have proof, then we're not doing this."
Wasn't that the episode where Ahsoka steps out in space, and
Yeah.
and they find that they see her hyperdrive ring, and she steps outside, and she like
Space fight.
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes. She does the she goes on with the
Yes.
spacesuit and
She's like,
jumps and cuts it
turn
with
this
the
shit back
lightsaber.
on. I'm gonna go outside
Yes.
like we in. And she
Yes.
handled her
Yeah.
shit.
Yes.
You know what was the episode?
Oh,
She did the Drax. She did the Drax.
Yeah,
Yes!
because that's when their ship needed to go down to like get to take
Yeah.
cover. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sabine was in the gunner ship, and she was like, "You got to give me a shot."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sabine trash, bro. I was tight. I'm like, you're
Wow!
Mandalorian. No, they making her real weak. They making her real soft right now, and I'm not feeling it. She's a Mandalorian one, okay? She's super dope, and then you got to be given a shot, really, bro? Really?
I mean, but
Nah.
okay, just so
Even
hold on,
Lando
hold on,
Calrissian was
hold
better
on.
than that.
Hold
Come
on,
on, bro.
hold on. Now, just so I understand in regards to timeline,
Okay.
Rebels is ends before New Hope.
At the same time of New Hope.
Is at the same time?
No, wait. It ends before New Hope. It ends at the same time of episode 3. Right after that. When Anakin falls.
Oh, okay.
Darth Vader. Excuse me. The battle.
Okay, so it's during episode 3 before episode 4.
Yes.
Okay, and this show is taking place after Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got like 20 years.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think Sabine was being a practicing Mandalorian. I think she was.
You don't need to practice to be a Mandalorian.
I think
It's
her
the
skills
way.
just
I don't
aren't-
wait. No, it's the way. Hold on. What do you mean practice?
Different.
What's in your blood?
She is not the same from the same Mandalorian sect as the
she's
this is the
not.
way
as
people.
Jin
No,
or
she's
as
not.
She's
as,
more on the side
Boca.
of
Yes,
Bo-Katan.
yes, I know, but I feel like she should have been better in that damn cockpit. What's the shooter? Whatever.
She's
What is
too
it
busy
called?
doing her best Akira impression. I don't know.
I honestly feel like
Woodring.
without even seeing Rebels yet, that it's just showing that like Sabine's been in a place where one, she stepped away from Ahsoka, or well, Ahsoka stepped away from her, and she's still torn up about Ezra, as is most people. And she's just like she's like this hero that they want to like glorify. She's like, I didn't really do like, I just want to be left alone, essentially. So like all this like be a Mandalorian, like you saw, like all her gear was down like in her apartment, like you know.
I love
I
how
mean,
you guys
she's-
are making excuses for her. Fine, I get it.
But also, so yeah, no, I mean, it's
You act like you could just pick up from
No, you're right,
15,
you're right.
10
Yeah, I mean,
years, however long it's been.
But like, yeah, on the other, unlike other Mandalorians, she's not practicing like being like because they're all like hunting, they're on jobs. It doesn't seem when you see her, it doesn't seem like she's because she was a soldier of the Republic. Doesn't seem like she's doing anything. So she get like a little bit of rusty and all that. But I don't know. It's like with this episode, you had some
Just
fun battle
explain what we're doing.
sequences. Yeah,
Opening of episode 4. Sorry, I was just looking it up because it was bothering me.
What?
Episode 4. It's literally it's like concurrent with Rogue One, and leads up to the beginning of episode 4 is Rebels.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I just needed to because there's so much time in it. It's like, yo, we've been just
Steven
waiting
Seagal.
for Ezra for 20 years.
Ezra.
Oh no, it's not 20 years because it's like what 10, I think, in that window.
So
What's
wait,
that window?
no,
it's
no.
not 20 year time
No,
frame.
Ahsoka's taking
Rebels
place after
Rebels ends.
Rebels season 4
Mm-hmm.
ends right before the beginning of episode 4.
A New
Oh
Hope.
yes, it's about 10
That's
years.
about 10 years because
It's about 10 years.
'cause
I'm
if
thinking
you're
Luke
looking
is an adult. Luke is an adult. You're right.
right, because Luke is like 18, 19 when A New Hope starts, right? And the Battle of Yavin,
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
that's their version of AD/BC.
Right, exactly. So, but during Rogue One and everything in between Thrawn and everything else, and now this show is taking place after Rebels, and it's about a 10-year window. I wouldn't say 20 years.
Yeah, it's 10. It's 10.
Yeah.
It's set around
Timeline.
9 to 12 ABY.
Okay. After the Battle of Yavin, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there wasn't
Yeah.
much in that episode, but the fight, that beautiful scene where she's out of the ship, using the lightsabers and everything. But it's like you're getting the sense of what they're trying to build now. After you see them with the hyperdrive, they're really building this ring, to just this type of ship to go where Thrawn is at and using the coordinates and everything. Um, just give your thoughts with, like, seeing this and then getting into the episode, because like for me, I feel like most of the action happened in episode 4 and 5. Where
Yeah, I mean,
3
yeah.
was just it was like, and I think someone had mentioned 3 felt like it was a short episode with the runtime. If Travis felt like the shortest episode, if I'm
I
not
think we
mistaken.
see a lot though that happens, and especially with the politics behind everything.
Mhm.
Mon Mothma, I think is when we see her again,
Mhm.
and everything that's going on, where Hera's trying to get approval for stuff, and all the extra bullshit that's going on. It's
She says it time and
building
again. Like,
towards it.
what's the point of me being a general or having this like position of authority and power if I can't do anything with it?
Right.
I think that's the whole thing that they've been showcasing right now. Like, you see it in The Mandalorian, you saw it in Book of Boba, you're seeing it in all these shows that are happening after Luke's trilogy. That after they've defeated the Empire, this new republic with these governors and everything, they're very lax. And I think that's what we're seeing, is how that new Empire on the Rey's timeline became what they did with
I think
not
it's a
even checking them.
combination of both though, because you still have people who are like loyal to the old regime. You have people who are not so much that they're lax, but like they don't want to jump the gun and like they're just getting some semblance of peace. You know what I mean? They're just getting some semblance of a normal, like, peaceful republic. For them to jump into something else would like completely undo a lot of work for them. So it's like it's a combination of like, yes, do they want to be and do their due diligence? Sure. But you have people on the one side who can care less as long as their pockets are being filled and whatever, what have you. There's other people who actually genuinely want to do good, but have to jump through the ropes and the hoops that the like being
I think
a
that
politician is.
I think that's what it's illustrating, is that you're getting these people who are seeing the signs, they're ignoring them because they're like, no, you're wrong, because we've been through, and you're seeing the politics being politics. That's what you're seeing right now. They're being
You see it a
politicians
lot in a
now.
lot of these kind of shows where like you'll have someone who is like a general of a war or some sort of like high ranking official, and then they go, man, you were so good, like why don't you become a politician? And then they don't know what to do with themselves because they're all they know is how to lead troops and to get the job done. Politics is like, yo, it's so obvious that we should do this. Why aren't we doing it? Oh, well, we have to do this first, and we have to cater to these people, and we got to do this. And then they're just like, the fuck am I doing here? And we've seen it like very obviously throughout, like at least from here and the Mandalorian, when we saw the stuff on what's that rich ass city that we always go back to?
Oh, Coruscant.
Coruscant. There we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you're kind of touching on one of the big problems that exist in space politics is the exact qualifications that enable one to run for space president are not the same ones that make you a good space president. So
remember,
in order,
Jar Jar Binks was a senator.
Right.
You forget that he was a senator.
Yeah.
The bar is low.
The bar is real low.
How did
Listen,
that?
there is a universe that exists where Jar
It
Jar
was for
Binks
Naboo.
was supposed to be the Sith Lord that we all wanted, and I would have fucking been here for it.
I
Um,
don't know.
George Lucas confirmed that it was the direction he was going to go,
No.
and decided that he pulled back
He-
from it because
dude,
he felt like,
He would have got so much hate for it.
He
yeah.
went full, because Jar Jar Binks went full stupid.
Yeah.
yeah, the way they portrayed him, it was supposed to
would've
be
been-
a
Like, you can't
Prize
go
of
full
Sauce
turn.
moment.
It was exactly.
Yeah,
Go full
and
turn.
I
I don't
think
know
it
if
would have
it could've-
worked.
I don't know if he could have sold it honestly, because I
I
mean,
think not the
Jar
way
Jar-
they
No,
ended up portraying Jar Jar,
No,
Okay.
I
but
don't.
I
So
do believe that
it-
they could have sold it if it was done correctly.
if it was like slightly like by episode 2, you couldn't have sold it for episode 3. But if you like kind of sowed the seeds a little bit heavier,
Mhm.
so that there at least is some speculation, like it could be a possibility.
Right.
And
So
then you also know that George Lucas wasn't that great of a writer. Like
No.
there's so many plot holes, there's so many everything. So like the absolute perfection that should have came out of him to create this thing of Jar Jar being this big bad, that is a damn near impossible feat. Like it's just, you're asking a lot at that point.
Yeah.
Heavy
Right.
ask.
Yeah.
Every time someone mentions George Lucas, I can't help but think of what Indiana Jones, what was it, 4 was supposed to be? It was supposed to take place in a haunted house or something like that,
What?
or a fun house. Yeah. No, look, there was an interview with Steven Spielberg. I'm not joking. Like George
Mike.
Lucas' idea was to have it in a fun house of some sort.
Oh my god. No,
Yeah.
I remember hearing the rumor, and I thought this would have been a great movie, that they were going to look for the spear that pierced Christ.
That would
Oh,
make
that's-
sense.
That would have been cool. Just
Was
keep
the
it
Spear of
biblical.
Destiny never a thing? I thought they talked
how
about
are
it.
we
in one of the
veering
movies.
towards Indiana?
Because I didn't care
This
for
is
episode 3 of
Ashoka.
Ahsoka. Let's go to episode 4.
All right, so 4, fine. But
Thank you, that's what
God,
we
where
needed,
are we
4.
going right now?
I mean, if you think about it,
Holy
Indiana
crappers.
Jones is within the Star Wars realm because of George Lucas.
It's in a
If you
past
really
far,
think
far,
about
far
it,
away.
absolutely not.
Ooh.
There are Easter eggs to each other in each
There
other's
are.
movies.
There is a Ark
They're
of the
not.
Covenant Easter egg in Star Wars Lego.
Okay.
Either way.
How does that correlate to Ahsoka?
So let's get to episode 4 because we got lightsaber battles in episode 4.
There you go.
We get lightsaber battles. We get we got a lot of stuff in 4. We
Yeah.
get that
The
I want to like
teaser at the end of Anakin. We get Balin. First of all, is freaking amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
and
I
what's
wanna talk about
what's
that
the guy with the mask? Where
Oh,
she
yeah.
slices him in half and he turns into
Just-
green
yeah.
dust,
Oh,
and
oh,
we
yeah.
thought he was somebody completely else. There was
Yeah,
So
we,
much
we all
being
were hoping he was
Ezra.
Ezra.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody's like, that
There
guy's
goes-
gonna be
there goes
Ezra in
that
the next
theory.
episode.
We all thought
Yeah.
it was Ezra. There were some people that was like, "Oh, that's Star Killer," and it was like there was a lot of speculation of who this
He
character.
was
And he
was a
just became a red shirt.
It
well, he wasn't a
Bob.
red shirt. He wasn't a red shirt. What he is tied to the Sith
d-
sisters.
Yeah, I
And
was
the
gonna say
magic
the
that
witches
they
of
do.
Dothamir. Yeah.
Yeah, like that what he is tied to that, and that was showcased. That was showcased there, and that's why it was like one of those nods to it. Because I think they showed them in Rebels, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him in Rebels. Possibly.
Not him, not his name is Malik, not Malik, but just like the magic and the green smoke. Like I think.
Oh
I don't-
yes, they do show that in Rebels, especially when we get a little bit of Darth behind in his story. They showed a little bit in Clone Wars as well when we see there's a brother of Darth, like the same species of him, that he inherits some of the similar powers, and Darth Maul
Mm.
manipulates him, and yeah, he's a yellow version of Darth Maul. I don't remember.
Oh, his
name.
brother.
They're called brothers, like just like the sisters of Dathomir are called sisters,
Okay.
but they're more about the same species. It's not an actual brother, but yeah,
Brothers.
Yeah. but
Anyway.
he's yellow.
But
You heard it, you
I
heard it.
want to skip a little bit ahead because while like that entire episode was amazing, I also love Hu Yang for a lot of what he said in his nuggets throughout that episode.
Hu Yang is so great.
Hu Yang is amazing. The fight between Ahsoka and Balin,
That was
That's what I want, man.
it not only was it a phenomenal fight, what Balin said, and then eventually to Sabine, bro, that was the entire episode for me. I was just like, oh,
it's
like-
definitely a shame because Ray Stevenson's doing such a great job, R.I.P. And like you want to see more of his character. I mean, this is the type of Force user stuff that I want to see in Star Wars. Like that's what I want to see.
Like your
My
abilities.
boy, he did such a big deal. Like Lilu. That's funny.
That's funny.
no, but it's no, it is sad because Ray Stevenson with his passing, he's played phenomenal roles.
Yo,
from the
Seabass
Punisher
just
and this-
bypassed the statement. He was really
I know.
asking questions.
Yeah, he just was.
Wow.
I
So
know, but,
okay.
let's
being
go. Let's go.
defeated or him being defeated are a big deal. I don't know. I'm guessing that's you guys.
I think it
saying
was
that
more
he
about
is-
being surprised that she was able to take him down, and like they could actually, and Lilu, who's inexperienced at coming across people with similar powers, probably was like, "Oh, we can actually lose this," and I think that's where the surprise or the shock came from.
That's
Because
why.
she's a much younger Jedi.
Yeah, that's why it's a big deal to the people there. To
Mhm.
people, to if you're okay, you're talking about the people on the show. I was gonna say there was like we were saying earlier, there was a lot of people that thought that was gonna be a Star Killer or some of the other characters.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of fan speculation of who that character was going to be, and but again, it makes sense of what happened with that. But again, it's one of those scenes where what's her face, Lilu, she just
She's not
I-
Lilu.
Shin.
I know.
Her name is Shin.
I don't care. I'm gonna call it that because that's what Hugo called her. No, for the actress playing the character Shin, I think she's doing a phenomenal job with this character because you believe in the psychoness in her because she is just freaking. It's like
I don't think it's.
I don't think
like,
it's
I don't think
psycho.
it's like it's
Psycho.
I believe that it's a lot
for
of
me.
dedication to her master. That
Yeah,
is
it's blind
that is
faith.
that is completely blind
this
faith
is-
to the cause, to the mission, to her master, and to Thrawn.
Yeah.
So do you?
Because her belief is my master's right, and if he's right, he can get us what we want.
Yeah, sure. Because she's giving me one of those acolyte vibes, like you're saying, like it's like one of those acolytes who follow their master, and they're like if they
and I
like
think there's more to what he wants. Balin's character wants. Like his character.
I don't think he cares
is-
for Thrawn. I'll be honest.
I don't think he cares because he's not saying he
He's a
wants
means
to
to
support
an
Thrawn.
end. He's
Right,
a
but
means to an
there's
end. for him.
more. I think it's more about he wants to get him to take him down. Like he wants to claim that title, and that's where he'll claim his power. Like he stopped Thrawn when who was one of the bigger problems after the heir to the Empire. You don't want to come back, right? I think that's more about bringing his own way of power and showing his value to the Order or reestablishing his version of it.
Oh, that's actually a good question. Do I feel like they be being because they're on the side of righteousness? Like again, it's like for what you're putting. Because again, I drum her up as being a crazy psycho, but now that you pointed it out, yeah, she does seem like one of those people who's just blind faith. I'm thinking about similar like the guy from do you remember the movie with Tom Hanks, Demons and all that, where he was like the guy who was a
Castaway.
detective?
Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons, the guy who was like the albino, and it's like because he was just believing that he was doing it was right, and then he would whip us.
Mm-hmm.
I could see her being
Silas.
something like that. Silas.
Yeah.
Silas, yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
good
so-
looking
Where he
book.
goes, "Oh, what's the
Wasn't that
That was
Betty?
Da Vinci Code.
I know,
Yeah.
but wasn't that Andrew Bettany? Or wasn't that Andrew
Yes,
Bettany?
it was. It was.
Yeah.
All Bettany.
It was Jarvis.
Yeah.
It was Jarvis. No,
Why is it
Angels and
Andrew Bettany?
Demons is Obi-Wan. I can't remember his fucking
Ewan
name.
McGregor.
Ewan
Yeah.
McGregor. He's the cardinal that's doing the whole thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
sidetrack.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Sidetracking, but yeah, that's the vibes. Like if you pointed it out, I can see that that's the vibe she's giving, and then it's just that we're following with what I'm just gonna say Stevens because I can't remember his name right now. What he's doing. It's just I don't know. I don't feel like
Balin?
he's real Balin. I don't feel like he's really giving that villain vibe. He's giving that like he says very great.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate you, Hugo. It's always Seabass taking us completely left.
No, I'm giving a comparison of a character, and it's like, it's like I said, I just gave her like the whole, like, just wrote off as a cycle, but it's just
Orange
a
or
little bit
yellow?
more than that.
I feel the way that this is going is that what we're going to end up with is Sith that are doing good things and Jedi that are doing not
They
so
aren't
good.
Sith.
Well,
Or
they're not
gray
Sith. Well, they're
Jedi?
more on the dark side, right?
So no, so the orange saber is more like a gray Jedi, where they're more a balanced of both. Well, they'll welcome some of the dark
Okay.
side, but still follow a moral code. They're not Sith and they're not Jedi entirely, but they still have that basis standing.
So
They're
Okay.
like not true neutral, which Jedi should be, but they're like, I would say closer to like neutral or lawful neutral, something like that. Lawful, whatever.
Well, I mean, Jedi is one extreme, and if you really think about their belief system, it's crazy. And then Sith are also one extreme. So there's a lot in between that can be completely
They're non-committal
moralized.
boyfriends.
So let me ask you guys this. This was another thing that sticks out on this episode, is that how Sabine was I don't want to use the word manipulated, but it was what's his face was
She
just
was manipulated.
Yeah.
She was being a punk ass.
She was manipulated.
See, I was trying to be
She was
nice.
hard body
I was trying to be
manipulated.
nice. See,
It
I
was
trying to be
manipulation, but it
nice.
was also like,
Balin.
yo, she saw Ahsoka like go down essentially, and her back is to the ropes, and like they are dangling Ezra, which is like her
goal.
biggest thing right now. That's her goal. So
Yeah.
like, like while we're all like, oh come on, bro, you really gonna get punked like that? It's like, dude, she's showing that side of herself of why she's not like Ahsoka. Ahsoka would have said no, absolutely, but she's not Ahsoka. It's why she struggles so much with everything else, because she doesn't have that stout resoluteness in her,
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sabine also hasn't gone through the same trials that Ahsoka went through.
Right.
No,
Like,
Ahsoka's a warrior. She's a soldier.
She's a warrior. She's a soldier. She got blamed for a bunch of shit for the Jedi Order, and she left. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that she went through where like you're not gonna break whatever her goal is. Where I feel Sabine has essentially feels like a failure as a Padawan. The person that she cares about, who she's been looking for, is missing, and so they put this carrot in front of her, and she's clearly going to fall for it. Now, I think Balin is way more convincing than Palpatine is to Anakin.
Right. I would agree.
And I think because from what we know, Balin has shown to have a code.
Yeah.
And and it's like, okay, well, like, but does he really know Ezra's there in the next galaxy? Like, I don't think he knows that. I think he's saying there's a possibility, and if you want to know, you're going to give me this thing because I'm the only way you're going to get there.
Well, so he probably knows that Ezra went with Thrawn, right?
Yeah,
and he knows that Thrawn is there, so it's reasonable to assume, I guess. Like,
I mean, they're all assuming that at this point. However,
they're all assuming Thrawn's there. We all know Thrawn's there because of the trailer, but they're going there on blind faith that they're going to go there. He's going to be there after a couple of years.
The whale said so.
The whale.
What did
the
the
whale
say?
Purgle.
The whale.
Purgle. Yes.
But
like
no,
Purgle.
I really, and it's so interesting that Dave Filoni has put so many influences of Japanese samurai movies into this newer Star Wars.
Yeah, with the stances and everything.
With the stances and like the fighting, but like that was the influence for the original trilogy, but they just couldn't do it as well, and it just looks so clean here. Like, it's not crazy flourishes. It's not like super like out there with the acrobatics. It's really just like every fight, every hit on the lightsaber is so deliberate, and I just love watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even like when Anakin is fighting Ahsoka in episode 5, I'm like,
flashy we've seen.
It was so good.
What else did David
I'll be right back.
Filoni do? David Filoni. What else did he do?
He was Clone Wars, right?
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
Oh, Val's break,
like-
bro. I'll tell you right now. He essentially at this point he's like who everyone wants to run Star Wars, and he is
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, which I kept like scratching in the back of my head, the guy who's playing Thrawn is Mad's older brother.
Yeah, and he voiced him in Rebels.
Yeah, I was like, same last name. There's no way. Like they got to be related. And I was like, oh shit.
Nice.
Let me see.
He created the Ahsoka character. I don't know if you guys said that. He actually created that character. So it's. I was watching. There was a Master Apprentice like documentary thing that they had on there, and he was like, it's really surreal to see the creator the character I drew, I created, I made for Clone Wars, and she's come to real life, kind of thing. So Ahsoka is his baby, kind of thing.
Well, see, because for the longest time it seemed like Favreau was the guy that was running all the things, and then I turn around and
They're
like
doing it
halfway
together.
through-
They're doing it together. Favreau is essentially show running Mandalorian. That's like his thing. But Dave Filoni is there, and then Dave Filoni did Clone Wars, Rebels, and he did a bunch of other stuff. But he is essentially the walking encyclopedia of Star Wars, and he talks about.
I mean, it's him and what's his face, Starkiller.
Yeah.
Sam Witwer.
Sam Witwer does a lot of stuff, but I know Dave Filoni, and he even talks about like certain things. He'll find the nuggets in some of the stuff we don't like. So he loves the Phantom Menace because of the relationship for what Qui-Gon is and what Qui-Gon was supposed to be for Anakin.
Right.
And he talks about how Qui-Gon dying is what set Anakin on this path, and that it's essentially like he's got two roads, and the Qui-Gon road, Anakin, I think we all think becomes who he was supposed to be,
right?
And the Obi-Wan road, because Obi-Wan was so different, Anakin goes down his dark side, right, and then is redeemed by his son, and this whole thing. But he talks about how like the song that plays when they fight Darth Maul, it's called Duel of Fates, and he elaborates that the song Duel of Fates is about the fate of Anakin. So he takes nuggets, and he's really into the stuff.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Filoni is a fan.
Yeah.
I love the direction that it's going in. I like this a lot. We're not on Coruscant, and we're not on Tatooine, so I'm on.
And now we are no longer in a galaxy far away. We are in a galaxy far away from a galaxy far away.
Honestly,
Right.
I'm just here for like fresh eyes and fresh adaptations, but with people who are like diehard fans. Like, I think like so often we get stuff that we're just like, oh, they're gonna make an adaptation of this, or they're gonna do this, or they're gonna branch off and do this, and then we see it and we're like, why? Don't do that. Like, take it back. I don't want to see this again. This, you can see like the love. Like, this is a love letter to like every Star Wars fan. This entire like Filoni verse that we're getting essentially right now.
Are we jumping to episode 5?
Also,
Because
well,
I want to
love
say
letter
to
right
lead in-
there.
to lead into episode 5. I'm sorry, Law. Go ahead, and I'll continue after you go. What you gonna say?
I was gonna just slowly, like, one of the key instruments of this entire franchise right now is your boy Captain Carson Teva, who has just slowly been in every
Yes, because-
franchise.
You
I
know
was
what
like,
I was
become
really
the
bothered
one.
I
by?
appreciate that dude.
He's become
Where the
one.
hell is Zeb?
I knew you were going there.
Where the hell is Zeb, and why hasn't Carson called him?
He's drinking mojitos last time we saw him.
Yeah, he
he
was
was.
having a nice little drink.
Yeah. But
I was
this
wondering
episode-
where Zeb was because we got everybody else.
Right.
But this episode. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You guys are talking about Zeb.
No, you got it.
No, I was gonna say this episode ends with the appearance of Anakin Skywalker, which leads into episode 5.
The
which
Hayden Christensen redemption tour.
Yes,
Bro. Good. Oh my God.
I can see it. I can see it.
And
Oh my
it's
goodness.
it's wild because it's not like people like.
I like the like
Well,
I like
can't
the
say
theory
people
you
didn't
posed.
hate him because it's hard because like
It's a
you
love
have
hate.
it's a love hate because you have on the one side the kid who originally played Anakin got so much backlash,
That
Oh,
like
he was
kid, that kid,
horrible.
that kid,
Yeah, that was
that
messed
kid.
up.
Yeah, he
you
didn't
know,
deserve that.
and then we
It
have
wasn't
and then
his
we
fault.
have
He didn't
you
write the
know
movie.
and then we have Ahmed Best,
Hit the
who
nose.
played Jar Jar, who had his comeback, and like everyone's super grateful and appreciative. Gave him his flowers. Now we have like Hayden, who like has given us so much from the like. All right, we got 2 movies with him that gave us a little bit more like love and appreciation for Vader. But now we got even more. Like I'm still stuck on him telling Obi-Wan, like, you didn't kill Anakin, I did. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And
Mhm.
now
You
you have
see,
him with Ahsoka, and like he's just giving closure to everybody right now, whether it be fans or the people in his life.
right.
Yeah,
I find it
she.
interesting that when Ahsoka sees him, she calls him Anakin, not Master, or anything like Obi-Wan calls Qui-Gon when he's talking to him.
True.
Well, I think it also has to do with the fact that she is trying to distance herself from that legacy. That's why she left the order in the first place. And then with what he ended up being, she was more concerned about her taking on that same route, or I think being associated as something that she knew that wasn't really him. She knows him on a different level. I mean, I don't know how much you guys watched Clone Wars, but their relationship throughout that entire show and how he grew, and then you wonder like, how does he come from that and end up being Darth? And you see so much, and it's just a good way, the way they did this episode. And then you see her battle with in the Clone Wars and fighting with
That was a
Captain Rex,
dope scene.
and then you see it jump to when she's a little bit older after she's left the order in the war in Mandalore, and him really like trying to get her to see like there's more to everything, and it was a good way to see this side of him again, where we know where he ends up, but this ties into everything that we love about the character in the animated show. So it was just done so fucking well. I almost cried throughout that whole episode. It was like a lump the entire time. It was just so good. It was so
Yeah.
good.
I felt like this was a great portrayal because Anakin is the only Jedi and Sith Lord that we know that has walked both sides and to come back. He is and I think that
No,
this
he's not.
No,
Re-
for
No,
what
he's
we
not.
see for what we've
Revan
seen
is okay.
I mean from what we've seen
you mean in
that's
live
been
action?
in live action. That's right.
Okay.
From what we've seen in live action. And being of the Skywalker family, and then also too when Qui-Gon was like he's going to be one that's going to be balanced to the Force. Um and I like what you posted earlier too in our chat, Law, because with the nerds chat, it's like it got me thinking like this was probably a way of Anakin testing Ahsoka to help bring balance to her, because like in this whole battle with Anakin that she's doing and this whole thing of reliving her past, because these were fun scenes, these battle scenes and everything. And kudos to the young actress that played the young version of Ahsoka because she was in she played young Gamora, she was in the Barbie movie. Um it's like it was just dope, especially that scene when Anakin is walking and then all of a sudden you had the silhouette of Darth Vader and then you go right back to
That
Anakin. It
was
was
done
just
very well.
it
Yeah.
was yeah,
Hmm.
and I felt like this was in a way of trying to be balanced to Ahsoka. Whereas like Anakin has that balance there and it's like, it was a lesson. So I thought that was dope. For me, that's for me how I interpreted that scene.
Also,
So,
with where they stage, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pong.
oh, I was just gonna ask about as far as Anakin goes, like when he was in that realm, the world between worlds, or I think.
Yeah, World Between Worlds. I was just gonna
Yeah.
answer that because that we see that in Rebels
Right.
a few times. Um, and Ezra's been there, and Ahsoka's been there, and then where there's a storyline in Rebels where Ahsoka faces Darth Vader
Hmm.
after and escapes with him, and her and Ezra escapes through this. If memory serves me right, it's been a while, but this particular platform or where it is, it exists in between time, reality, space, where their essence can go into, and it's like it's a freaking awesome thing to see it in live action compared to watching it in Rebels cartoons. It was really, 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 really good.
So
Which
is
a
that
great
actually
example.
Anakin? Is that like Anakin as a Force ghost? Is that what was she fighting, or was it just her own perception of who Anakin represents? Or
I think that's Anakin like fully embraced and one with the Force.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I would agree with that.
because he's redeemed at this point,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and he wouldn't he wouldn't be there if he
Right.
wasn't gone.
Yeah. To Mike's point, I think it's a great example of how people who try to right the wrong in the universe can't stop to right themselves emotionally or mentally or even get help. Great episode 5, nonetheless. Absolutely. And then for Hugo, it did feel like he was trying to show her that no matter what, everything is all good or light, bad or dark, truth lies in shades of gray. Absolutely.
Ahsoka's entire character lives in that area. That's one of the things why she left the Order. It's just more, she's not one who follows that line
Yeah.
completely blindly. And there's people, and that was one of the things that she fought with and why she left. And even Anakin struggling with that, he still wasn't choosing to follow even what he didn't want to do. So you see his struggle, and she's like, "But this is fucking wrong. Like, no, I don't understand this." And she had the strength to walk away while he just got corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
war never changes.
Fucking great line. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ron Perlman did it in every game.
mm-hmm.
Now my whole thing is like, with again this episode, out of all the Star Wars new stuff that we've gotten, because we've had some good content, we've had some questionable content, we have some content like, this is just again, I feel it's like one of those defining character moments, those defining character episodes, because I feel like they're also breaking, and this is what people are saying, like it's like breaking
Yes.
away, breaking away from a lot of the norms that we've seen from Star Wars, especially by the end of this episode. The Purgles come into play, and we're going to a universe far, far, far away.
But there's a lot of also other things. Like,
Yeah.
I think one of the things Law mentioned also with her changing her outfit, her finding a different piece. Like, she comes back different after this encounter with Anakin.
Mm.
And I'm looking forward to see where that leads off, and if she's grown in power or if there's like a different perception on how she reacts or things of that nature. So
She seemed more.
there's definitely more.
She
There's
seemed
definitely
more. She seemed very at peace.
I think that was her way of kind of coming to terms with, like you said, like that legacy that she's a part of, with what happened to Anakin, what her part in that was, because like there, while she doesn't feel responsible, I'm sure there's a part of her that says, if I stayed, would he have changed?
And that's the other thing too. Like
and you're always gonna have that guilt.
Yeah. You gotta think about it too, of like what she was thinking, for the fact that you were the apprentice of this person who was definitely responsible for the fall of the Jedi Temple, the fall of the Jedi. So it's like that's something that probably could have been bothering her for years, and just have to go through this next trial with him. I just felt like it was a nice close to their chapter, and a nice way for her character to evolve getting past the whole Skywalker chapter. And now we're going to see more of her going into this next unknown reality that we're going to see. Now we're going to see more of her chapter being laid out without the bearing
Imagine
of.
they come to Earth.
Ooh.
False.
This is like so long ago.
You're right, Mike. You're right, Mike.
They landed in Florida. No,
he definitely killed Jedi kids. Yeah,
he did. He killed the younglings.
Yep.
He didn't kill him. He just gave him a close-up look of the lightsaber.
He killed the younglings.
Wow.
They're like animals. And he slaughtered them like animals.
Yeah.
Killed the women and the children, too.
Yeah.
Dude,
He was
George
so
Lucas
bad.
is a horrible writer. I don't care what
You know what
nobody
it is?
says.
Well, it's not. It's okay. It's the writing and the direction Hayden was given in that scene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because the direction, he's like putting so much into this, you know, and it's his first time as fucking Anakin Skywalker, and he knew who he was becoming.
Yeah.
Like there was so much pressure for Hayden Christensen at this point. And it's fun that we can have this conversation now as adults after, because like
At
dude
the
had so much
time, I
pressure,
wasn't mad.
Yeah.
you know, and like at the time when I saw Clone Wars, the only thing I cared about was all the lightsabers
Yeah.
and Yoda fighting, because
Well, I mean,
yeah.
there's one thing I really don't like, and it's sand.
Hewing wasn't in the temple.
Sands.
Coarse and rough and
It's
irritating.
everywhere.
Was Hu Yang
Hugh Yang-
with Ahsoka this whole time, essentially, or no?
No, so when younglings go to create their lightsabers, they go somewhere completely different, and they have to find the kyber crystal that speaks to them. There's a whole episode in, I don't know if it was Clone Wars or in Rebels, I can't recall right now, but where there's the young, we saw the one young Chewbacca, wasn't a Chewbacca, in Bad Batch, right?
Yeah.
That Jedi was in, I think it was Clone Wars Rebels, where Hu Yang had him. He had to find his kyber crystal to create his own lightsaber. There's an episode where you see these younglings go through their process and finding the crystal for them and creating their own lightsabers. That Hu Yang is a part of that process for every Jedi that comes through the Order. And it's not in the temple; it's somewhere completely separate. I believe it's on another planet in a different Jedi temple, and I'm assuming at some point in Ahsoka's escape or hiding, she goes to find him and they get together. If I was force proficient, I'm choosing a black crystal.
I'm here for it.
Okay, that works.
The Dark Crystal.
Dark saber.
Sure.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, you have to go to another to a faraway place to construct your lightsaber. Available now at all Disney theme parks.
Yep.
Jim Henson's backyard, the Dark Crystal.
There you go.
But I don't know, it's I'm feeling that with the Star Wars series that we're getting with, because obviously you're getting your fair share of complaints because you always get them. I'm feeling that what we're getting
Who's
is
complaining?
I honestly haven't heard that many complaints. I've heard a lot.
we're gonna let them sit in the background because that's where they belong. They belong.
Oh
to
no, I thought you had sources, dude.
No.
I'm like,
It's just
what
Yeah,
is
I'm like,
complaining?
I've heard
complaints-
nothing but good things. Like
the
I've
complaints-
honestly, like, I have
It's
people who are
it's a very-
diehard like fans of Star Wars as a franchise, and they've been the ups and downs.
No,
and
it's
they're
a
like,
very
they praised these last few episodes.
it's a very small minority of people like, oh, you have to be rebels to really get what's going on, because like people, they distract us. But looking at this show, and being someone who hasn't seen Rebels, you could pick this show up and enjoy it just for what it is, and it's doing stuff and what people are saying.
Weapon.
Must be the people on the forums who recommend all of the Seabass famous movies. I
Yes.
agree, Hugo. Yeah,
No.
it's in
Yes, it is.
they.
Because the thing is too, it's just like I don't know, man. I feel like I don't need to. I think this argument of needing to know Rebels is so much
No, it's stupid.
bullshit
Yeah, it is.
because you don't. It's you. They
Right.
give you enough. Ezra left with Thrawn on the whales.
Right.
That's it.
That's all you need to know.
Everything. It's not like like sure. Hera and Freddie Prinze Jr. had a baby and he's force sensitive and doesn't look like a fucking Twi'lek, but whatever.
The green hair is supposed to
Hey.
be. Well, his father is
Freddie Prinze Jr.
a Twi'lek. Yeah.
I know his father isn't a Twi'lek, but like I guess the genes don't carry because I don't see anything.
They're all his side. They're all
They're all
his side
his.
and his green hair.
Imagine that Maury episode. DNA
Wait, what's
testing.
up, Pong?
How's that supposed to work? Yeah, wait a minute. He should have like kind of tails, right? Or I forgot
Maybe
what
he
those
has
are
them somewhere.
I don't know the
We don't,
recessive genes. I don't know.
need to. We don't
But
need
like
to figure
I
out where he got
just think like all the rebel stuff, it's a weak ass argument.
Mhm.
It's a weak ass argument. We're using Ahsoka. Everyone
Also,
knows who
bringing up
Ahsoka
Jason,
is.
He is probably one of my favorite characters in this whole series.
Jason?
This one?
Yeah.
This
And
was
like even
awesome.
the Thrawn stuff, like it's just gonna be fine. Thrawn's gonna be doing his whole thing. They've been building up the Empire coming back with all the other shows.
But we're only getting one more episode, right? It's just 6, no?
Is it 6?
No,
I don't
we have
know.
8.
No, there's more
We
than
have
Yeah,
8.
yeah,
Oh,
we have
okay.
8.
eight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what are they
was
gonna do
plotted-
with this last episode?
So
No, this was
next
plotted
episode
out.
is 6. Then 7 is on the 26th, and then we get the last one October 3rd.
We
This
should be
was
getting
planned.
Thrawn soon, though. Like we should be getting Thrawn soon.
This was
Yeah.
all plotted out with our coverage. So
Okay.
we
What
sat
if-
there.
What if Thrawn ends up being good?
Nah,
No,
You don't
that's
think they're gonna go that way?
no.
You can't.
No,
You
yeah,
can't.
No,
there's
no.
a couple things that you just can't do, and that's one of them.
Right. Like that one is the thing is
He might
believes-
he might believe
in his
he's doing
own
good.
mind. Yeah, in his own mind he thinks he's good, but he's too embedded in the Empire thought process.
You think? Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. He's not really part of. I mean, he's part of the Empire for sure, right? But like,
He's totally
doesn't he
part of the
see them
Empire.
more as a means to an end?
Thrawn? No, he thinks he deserves that the Empire. It should fall to him.
I mean,
Oh,
I mean, you gotta think about. No, so I'm excited with where we're gonna go with this. So because again, like one of the things that he keeps saying too is that the show is doing stuff that was regulated by what George Lucas doing something different. Like again, we're going to get now see a different galaxy because of where we're going. With them jumping on the Purgles and everything. At the end of that episode. And it's just I feel like it's going to leave a lot of room for filmmakers now to start delivering more original stuff without
Yeah.
fearing that they have to stay within the confines of what we've been seeing in Star Wars so far. And especially with like one of the things I think that some people have felt would have been maybe an issue is to try to make these a prequel to the sequel trilogy that had came out that some people hate and love. So it's like again, we can tell our own story in a galaxy far, 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 far away from the one that's far, far away.
and also it kind of explains why Ahsoka wasn't there for any of the other, for like 4, 5,
Yep.
and 6, and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
and
it's
she's also dead.
Spoilers. I'm kidding.
She's not dead.
Yes, she is. Ahsoka is dead. We had this discussion, and I gave you the same revelation.
That who's that?
I don't remember.
Ahsoka is dead by the time we get to the end of episode 9.
She's not dead.
Yes, she is. Rey hears her voice.
Oh,
When she
yes.
hears-
just be her just communicating.
No.
The
no,
communication.
No, it's every single
She got
dead
the same-
Jedi.
she got the-
Every single dead Jedi speaks to Rey in that moment.
She probably has a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
They
cell
even
phone.
have Alec Guinness speaking to her, okay? Because they cut up his words.
She signed up for the family plan. That's what happened when she spoke to
And then
Anakin in
Ben
that last
Solo
episode.
just disappeared.
Fuck,
Yo,
Those are your
Yo.
favorite movies, aren't they?
yo, me and Sebastian, people laughed when that shit happened.
Yes.
They kissed, and my man just disappeared. He did the Homer Simpson for real. Fucking Ben Solo, man. Go on, yo.
Fucking Ben Solo.
Daisy
This
really
fucking
deserves.
guy.
Daisy
Oh,
really
God.
deserves better, man. I hope when they give her new movie, they give her justice.
I guess.
If it wasn't for his dad, I'd kick him right out of the Rebels. Ben Solo kid.
Fucking Ben Solo.
Fucking Ben.
God.
Yeah,
Fucking
Han
Ben.
kid. Yeah, I know. He
Yeah.
did a good job.
Well, they
We got-
should have did his twins instead.
They
but
should
that
have.
shit
It would have
Yeah,
been
should've.
better.
would have been
The-
so better.
The good twin and the evil twin. That would have been way better.
Shit. Well,
And
all three
Chewbacca actually,
kids.
and then Chewbacca actually fucking dies.
Bro, that I
Not-
would we don't need to see that one in live action. I would have
Not-
cried like a
Not
I
that
cried.
bait and switch
I
bullshit
literally-
we got in Rise of Skywalker.
Yo, we lose fucking Han instead of Chewbacca, and man, let me not say nothing.
Listen,
We had to lose Han because Han wasn't doing another movie.
He ain't doing
Listen,
nothing.
we We had old man Skywalker
Whatever.
stuck in blue milk.
Chewie,
It's-
I belong in a museum.
What are we saying right now?
We're
Well,
saying that he's old. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Han
We're
Solo.
just talking about Star Wars at this point.
Yeah.
Because like you guys ended it with the Purgles, and that's how the fucking episode ended. So I don't know where to go from there. So we're talking just Star Wars. Actually, I was looking up. I really can't wait for this Acolyte TV series that happens in spring. I'm
Yeah.
very excited for the Acolyte.
It's gonna be good.
Carrie Ann Moss is a fucking Jedi. Yo, sign me up.
Big facts.
Okay.
Trinity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Trinity is a Jedi. And we're gonna get our first Wookiee first live action Wookiee Jedi Master.
Woo!
Nice.
And the actress who played what I forgot her name. Wolverine's daughter. She's in it too.
X-23.
Really?
You talking about Keanu?
yeah.
Keanu's not in there. Mike,
I
get out the
wish.
Matrix.
Yeah.
I wish.
Get out the Matrix, Mike.
Speaking of Keanu, good segue for the Continental, which is what we're talking about next week.
Ooh.
Wait, when did it?
Wait, when is
It
that?
aired already?
Wait,
It comes
what?
out the 22nd. So we got,
Oh, okay. Are we getting all three
Saturday.
episodes or
I believe so. Let me
What's that gonna be
confirm.
on?
Peacock?
You got Peacock, Val.
I do. Okay. Okay.
You got my Peacock.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I don't have your
I
peacock.
have a joke.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Pause, bro. Pause.
God damn,
It's
guys.
just-
Get your minds out the Jesus.
Right there, like
Pause. Yeah.
So the first episode comes out
Yeah.
Friday.
Wait, are they breaking it up in episodes?
It's
Yeah.
three. It's three parts.
I know it's
So
three episodes. Are they dropping all three of them at the same time, or is it just episode?
It's a 3-week
Yeah,
extravaganza.
it's 3 weeks.
So 1 a
We're
week.
covering episode 1 next
Yes.
week. Episode 1 next week.
Yes.
I mean, then we could cover the last 2 episodes because they moved Dune, so we could probably add it in the Dune slot.
Man, we're not seeing Dune till next year.
Yeah,
So you know what's gonna take the box office?
Dune,
Paw
Dune,
Patrol
Dune.
2.
Wait, Acolyte takes place during the High Republic era?
Hell yeah, it does. That's why I can't
This
wait
is
for the
gonna
High
be
Republic.
epic.
The high, wait, what? The High Republic?
It's
for-
before. It's at the height.
All the bullshit
It's
that
the
we've
height.
seen.
It's the height of the Jedi. We finally get
Oh.
a show where like they can kind of do whatever they want, even though there is a book series in the High Republic. The Jedi are at the height of their power and their full-on hubris.
Mm.
This
Um,
isn't this High Republic and Old Republic are two different republics, right?
Old Republic is
Yes.
old as fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Old
thousands
Republic
old.
is old.
Yeah, it's
It's like
thousands.
Revan.
It's
Revan.
like
Yeah,
Revan
Revan.
and Bane and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those guys.
Yeah. I don't know why they ain't gonna do it, but they need to give us the Bane trilogy.
I would love to see the fucking
Yo,
Bane trilogy. That
yo,
would be lit.
Yo, if Dave
Oh
Filoni
my
did the
God.
Bane trilogy, I would die. I would. Val,
I
did
was
you
gonna
read? You
say
read all?
some-
You read them?
Oh yes, I
They're
was gonna
so
say something
fucking
more.
good, right?
I was like, I'd go suck his dick. Let's go get it. Like,
Yo,
I need
Wait,
the
what?
Bane trilogy.
the
No, I
Bane
didn't know what
book
to tell.
series
Yeah.
is amazing.
Bro,
He's so evil,
bro,
but so good.
so good. No, you
love
don't
it.
understand. First of all, so he creates the ruler too, right? And then when he seeks certain power, he gets this like critter shell all over him in the process, and it's killing him but makes him stronger at the same time. It's just
And it's
A
impervious to
crazy-
lightsabers.
yeah, you can't
So
cut
like,
him. You can't do
so
shit.
he just shows up in this armor that's these fucking parasites, and
Yeah.
like he fights
Like
these Jedi masters and
crab
just
shells
fucking
and shit.
wipes the floor with them.
It's,
wow.
yo,
Damn.
No,
Bane
it's good.
it's so good.
It's good. Like the first book
Cool.
is about him, how he's discovered. He joins the Sith, and then
So let me-
becomes
And then
he just
kills them all.
betrays them all because they're all selfish and don't fucking know anything. And he's like, I know better.
Yep.
So
I
Tone,
know what to do.
Tone, Val. I'm gonna ask you guys this question. So if you were to cast for a live action show or movie featuring Darth Bane, who would you guys cast? And Tone, we'll start with you, and Val follow up with you.
Oh man, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of like
Let's see, someone big, someone
you need someone who's
dark.
a big dark bald guy, but has the fucking gravitas.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Like if you could create not the
I don't even know,
Rock,
man. Not the Rock,
maybe a
because he eventually
Dave
loses.
Bautista Rock mix. If there was like a
You
hybrid
know
Dave
what's
Bautista Rock,
funny is that like I've seen Batista do it. I think if they gave him a shot,
I think
because
he can do
after
it.
seeing him in C, I was like,
Dave Bautista, I think could do it.
because Dave Batista can act,
Yeah,
He can act his ass off.
Dave Batista can fucking act. But Dave
yeah, because
Batista has
I
also
could
said like
see
he wants to
him.
stop like getting super buff for roles, so
Mm.
he has said that. And Darth Bane goes from when he's a teenager up until he's in his mid 30s, 40s.
Because he loses.
I mean, he doesn't really lose. He just tells Darth Zana to like, you need to do this to continue
Yeah,
on.
this
Otherwise,
is
I'm
what I
gonna kill
created
you.
you for.
I
Yeah, like
created you to kill me. Like, there's
the
a
fuck?
reason. The rule of two is like, I'm gonna teach you everything, and then you're gonna kill me, and then you're gonna find your apprentice who will eventually kill you.
So here's an interesting one that Cass.
Oh, what's up, huh? You like that laugh?
Freaking no. I've heard the rule of two before. I don't understand what the freaking point is. Why would he? I didn't know that was something that was created. I thought that was the ways of the ancients or whatever the hell. But
It is the way.
No,
No, it was Bane's way.
Okay,
it was Bane's
why
way.
though?
Because so what happens? The Sith structure, whatever, was they were very just like the Republic being politics, right? And they all used to fight amongst each other. They couldn't trust each other. They would go out to do the sneaky shit behind each other's back. And he went on to look for power from older Sith lords and realized that this is the problem with the Sith organization. So what I'm going to do is wipe it all out, and I'm going to inherit all of their fucking power and take it all in me, and then I'm going to be the guy and I'll pass it on, and it only can be two. And that's how the Sith grow.
Yeah, because they're always inherently the Sith will always stab each other in the back.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was. And it was like always two, one master, one apprentice, no more, no less.
That just
So
makes
here's
me.
an interesting fan casting for Bane. The guy who plays Merlin in Kingsman.
Who is
Mark?
Mark?
Oh, Mark Strong.
Oh, Mark Strong.
Yeah.
Is that his
Oh,
name?
Mark
Yeah.
Strong is freaking.
Mark Strong. So Mark Strong does have the gravitas,
I don't know
but
if
like,
it's the
not the
size or
body.
Bane is fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah.
Hardy.
Just
I could see Tom Hardy do it.
Tom Hardy could do it, but Bane's
But
jacked.
he's
Like it's
gotta
just
be
part
younger.
of.
He played Bane twice.
He played Bane twice, but like Bane is like jacked, and then then he's covered in his parasites. You never see his fucking body again, but he's fucking
I hate
strong.
you guys. I just thought about it. I just remember Bane. Yeah, Bane twice. Like
Christian Bale could probably do it.
I was more.
I
Too
don't
old.
know.
No, he's too old.
You need
Yeah.
you need an actor.
What age are you looking for?
Well, so he starts out as a
starts out-
teenager because he's a slave
Yeah, in the
And then
mines.
in the mines, and then he joins the Sith and becomes a soldier, and then he discovers that he has the Force, and then kind of moves his ranks up, and then goes to Korriban, becomes an apprentice, and does the whole thing.
Like if we had, like, I could see what was Vin Diesel's earlier role with the eyes. Yes,
Rick.
that era of Vin Diesel would have been a good early Bane.
Not the Batman
Yeah.
voice all over again.
Yeah,
Listen.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who they would cast, and then you also need to cast a really good Darth Zana.
So who would you cast as Darth Zana? Like, give me some picks.
Dude, I don't know,
She's
man.
blonde.
She's blonde. Like in the day when I read it, I thought of Jennifer Lawrence because that was during the time of Hunger Games, and she was really big in her action, and she had won her Oscar and all her stuff. And I always thought, like, I would love to see her play a bad guy, like an evil character. I thought that would be interesting. Then she took her hiatus, then she came back for her fun teen sex comedy, and I don't know what she's doing now.
An
Again.
interesting one that they have fan casting. What's her name's little sister? Fudge, what's her name? Dakota Fanning's little sister.
Oh, Elle, is it Elle Fanning?
Elle Fanning?
I think it is Elle Fanning. Is it Elle Fanning?
What's funny is that I think
Yes, it is.
yeah, what I think
Yeah.
is that Millie Alcock could probably play a younger version of Darth Zano. Young Rhaenyra, episodes 1 through 5.
I can see that. I can see that, especially because in early end she can't control it. She kills that. Yeah, that'll work.
And then she gets older. But even then, I think Millie Alcock's kind of in a good in between where she could probably play younger and older, depending on what they did. But that would be like, I would love if they did that movie, or just or like
a series, something. Give me a mini series.
I know it's just so dark, and I just don't think Disney does it.
Well, I mean, I think it is. I think it with what's going on with streaming right now, with the fact that they're getting the competition for Max and all that. I think Disney is trying to merge their stuff and just really control their content. I could see it happening just because of the competition they're getting right now in the streaming space.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. Like if you ever go to a con, and it's like ask a question, and Dave Filoni's there. I'd be like, "Yo, Dave,
Dave,
my man.
Cara Delevingne. She looks like a good Darth Zano. I don't know.
Cara Delevingne, the model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's visually. That's what the fan casting.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no. If I ever met with like Dave, yo, listen, I love what you're doing.
Dave,
you do your Star Wars Avengers movie, but after you're done with that,
you do your little Star Wars, right? But after that, Dave,
after that, Dave,
my man,
you gotta do Darth Bane, man. Come on, I know you read it.
Darth Bane.
I know you fucking read it.
Yeah.
Right.
We know you
or
read
Revan.
it.
Give me Revan too. I'll take that.
So the thing with Revan is interesting because like you've got the book of Revan, you have the book with Revan, which takes place after KOTOR, but then you have Revan in Old Knights of the Old Republic when he has his mind wiped, and then he's a bad guy. Right? Revan is such a great, and then you have what happened to Revan before that when he's with Malik. There's so much with Revan that you can do.
Revan's everywhere.
You're revving it up.
Yeah.
But we're gonna rev up this episode.
I know we're going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We're going down. Oh yeah, Val, did you before we go, Val, read the Darth Plagueis book if you haven't, or listen to it, however you're doing it.
Oh, Darth Plagueis, I've heard him.
I'm doing Elric of Melna Bene right now.
Okay.
Well then.
Huh?
And
I
Vinland,
don't know what that is.
and just watching Vinland Saga.
It was a book I read in high school that I wanted to go back into, but yeah.
Yeah, next week we're going to be talking about the next episode of Continental, the first episode. You guys excited for that one?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this fresh take on the world. There was so much world building that they did with John Wick without actually diving into the whole world. Like it
makes it so good.
It's so bonkers. It doesn't make sense.
It gives you like it drips the lore of the world. You're like, I want to know more about it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch Jonathan, but I also want to know more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold up. I got a question.
Oh, Mike, about
we're not talking about xenomorphs. I don't care for xenomorphs, and they're not welcome in Star Wars.
If we're going to multi-universes, they exist somewhere.
No, I know you would love that. No.
Dave, buddy, get these xenomorphs out of here, man.
I mean, they're under the same hub. You never know. But yeah, so next week.
Also, hold on. Before we hold on, keep going. Sebastian.
No, so next week we're going to talk about the Continental. I will be on the 4-letter nerd tomorrow with Wayward Raven. So we're going to be on. So
what are y'all talking?
I have no clue. Mike, what are we talking?
Mike, what are you talking?
No, Mike. No.
Mike, what are we talking tomorrow? Post it in the chat. You active? 4-letter.
Maybe I'll crash. I don't know. We'll see.
So I'll be on.
Are you looking up, Tone?
Huh? I'm just looking for this release. Yes. In less than 10 days. Fucking Castlevania.
Oh, I can't fucking wait.
You have to send me a reminder for that, please. Thank you.
I cannot fucking wait.
You ready, Paul?
Ready for what?
Castlevania. Oh yeah,
Mike. What are you guys talking? Because if you're talking like super artisty stuff, I'm not gonna have anything to say.
But in
I know my limitations.
In 16 days, Loki 2.
Isn't that
soon? You're right.
What? Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Wow. So like right
Yo,
after
we're just here-
Ahsoka,
we're
we're
just
getting
here.
Loki.
Eating
Yeah.
it up right now. Like, let's go.
Oh yes.
Oh
Yes,
man.
yummy for my tummy. Yes.
Fucking- it's a good. It's a
No
good time to be
veggie
a
tails
nerd,
here
man.
in Main
Nope.
Courseville.
That's right.
Of
Oh
course.
my god! Finally, yes, finally we are back to the real stuff. Like
They
yeah.
go-
No,
He's like, no veggies. Give me my steak, bitch.
give me my
fucking-
steak.
Stop
I
with these
I did my damn
VeggieTales.
homework. I watched all of She-Hulk. I watched the black and white thing, the Werewolf by Night.
That they're
Honestly,
putting
actually,
into
I'm
full
kind of-
color.
they're redoing it in full color, which I don't know how they're going to get away
I don't
with.
wanna
Because
see
like,
that.
On Hulu. They'll probably put it on Hulu. Because
Oh.
Werewolf by Night is currently on Hulu. They ported it to Hulu. So if I didn't know they were doing it in color, but if they do it in color, Hulu is where it'll go.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
think
Then
that's what they put out.
again, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 is also on Disney Plus. And they're like, parents, pay attention to what your kids are watching. Otherwise,
Mhm.
you're gonna watch Deadpool get pegged by his girlfriend.
Yep, and One Piece
Yeah.
renewed for season 2. Yes, it did. It did. It did. And-
How,
and-
what episode are you on in the animation?
Episode 4.
Oh
So
my
no
god.
progress. Okay,
no
yeah.
progress.
Listen.
No
I have
progress.
I have been packing, and I was like, before I dedicate to One Piece, I was already watching Vinland Saga, so I want to finish Vinland Saga since I'm on season 2, since there are only 2 seasons, and then I'm going to deep dive into that.
No
Wait,
progress. Exactly.
This is Mike's thing. This week's topic of Ahsoka, we're kind of force users. Will you be Jedi, Sith, Gray, crossovers?
You're trying to
You
get
wanna
that all
hop in?
done in an
Would
hour?
you rather
Yo,
be
you
in a
guys run a
spaceship
tight
with
ship
xenomorphs
because that's like
or
a
a planet
2-hour
Earth with
episode for
zombies?
us. That's like a 2-hour episode for us.
a
I don't know, we
space-
might-
rather be in a
Xenomorph.
spaceship with xenomorph or planet Earth
Planet-
with zombies.
Yeah.
That's on the 4-letter nerd tomorrow. That's gonna be fun.
Planet
All
Earth
right.
with zombies every time.
Easy.
Yeah.
Right. That,
Easy one.
what
Easy.
the hell?
I would
It's-
not want to be.
Do I want to die fast or do I want to die slow?
Do I
Right,
want to
that's-
die
that's-
fast or do I want to survive?
Yeah.
I was like, I told him it's a dude. You're
Like,
giving
what
me
am
a
I doing
topic.
against the xenomorph?
It's like
Oh,
you're giving me a
nothing.
topic. Like you're gonna get you know.
Find
Never
an
mind.
escape pod. All right, we gotta go. I gotta
All right.
pack.
I've got to pack. I got
I
a
gotta
flight
pack.
in the morning,
Everybody
guys.
hear me?
Early flight tomorrow.
Everybody,
Yes.
this has been another
Rumble,
fun episode of
Love you guys. But
Hopping
we
with
gotta
the
go.
Ducks on a Tuesday, but we gotta go. This has been your boy Sebastian.
What?
I
Let's
don't
your boy Law. I want to know what he
Your boy
went
Tom from across the hall, and we haven't done this for weeks.
And then last but not least, Vmac, and of course, see you guys next week. Yeah, thanks. Oh, and of the lovely Pong.
And I, of course, am the Mighty Pong.
Oh, yeah, the
Catch
mighty
you guys
Pong.
later.
Yeah, it's gonna be the lovely Pog
He
Day.
is lovely. So,
right
you know,
there. It's right there.
I know, I know, I know, I knew
you
that.
gotta
I
self
knew
insert
that.
the
See?
lovely Mighty Pong.
I'm the lovely, but I'm lovely, everyone. By the way, just
You
so
are.
you know,
You are.
lovely.
The Spanish goodbye in 3, 2.